Student Iván Darío Mejía Muñoz. Teacher Isabela Acuña Peláez. Course English that World Level 30 3511148. Evidence video presentation giving your opinion on the educational, scientific, and technological course of the nation speaking. 1. What is the current state of education, science, and technology in your country? Education. First, in the educational sector, authorities have stated that the country is moving toward an integrated system, focusing on programming and STEM subjects. However, a major interest in the digital divides, where urban schools benefit from modern digital classrooms. Rural areas still lack reliable internet. Consequently, thousands of students face a lack of opportunities because of this lack of infrastructure. 2. Technology. Second, when it comes to technology, the government has recently pointed out that Colombia aims to lead the regions in artificial intelligence. They have launched national policies like the Compass for AI to fund technological sovereignty. As a result of these initiatives, the demand for visual content creation and digital test support is growing rapidly in the local market. Nevertheless, the actual deployment of community internet networks is moving too slowly. 3. Science. Finally, in the field of science, mean sciences claims that regional research is being supported through investment funds and doctoral scholarships. However, the national budget for science has faced significant cuts. There was science education in Colombia heavily depends on regional royal funds, which creates instability for long-term development. 2. What had the response authorities in this field proposed for the future? According to the Ministry of Information Technologies and Communities, means the government has pointed out la clear vision to correct 85% of the country sustained. To achieve this, they are modernizing spectrum regulation. Consequence of mobile network will be ready to deploy 5G and 100 high-tech tools nationwide. Furthermore, the Ministry of Science has recently stated that the national state focus heavily on the Colombia intelligence programs. They claim that food investment fund will build infrastructure for artificial intelligence and quantum technologies. As a result of these initiatives, authorities plan to apply AI in critical sectors like clean energy, smart agriculture, and educational transformation. Finally, regarding digital education, authorities have announced advanced training programs like Advanced Test They are to train to some of cities in cordial and digital marketing. Therefore, our workforce will guide the high stakes skill ranking or to set in tomorrow's global economy. 3. Are education, science, and technology are priority in your country? If we listen to official speeches, the answer is yes. Authorities have continuous argued that digital transformation and artificial intelligence are essential pillars for our nation's progress. They have seen ambitious framework to support the vision. However, if we look closely at the budgets, a different reality emerges. As a matter of fact, the rational funding for scientific research has faced significant constraints, forcing laboratories to rely heavily on regional royal funds. Consequently, my local projects suffer from instability. Therefore, my perspective is that while technology and education are a priority of paper, they are not. Yes, a fully funded priority is practice because of this gap between rhetoric and investment. Our country is moving slower than is shown in the global tech race. 4. How do you twin the development of education, science, and technology affect the daily lives of the inhabitants of your country? Not. Let reference out how the development of education, science, and technology affect the everyday routine of Colombian citizens. In my view, technology has profound impact on our daily lives. First off, as the digital shift has completely transformed the local economy. Consequently, more people are engaged in e-commerce, remote work, and digital enterprise. Today, managing and only building or creating visual content for social media has become a star way to make a living. Furthermore, education technology are why students to learn advanced skills such as coding or digital marketing aside from their home. As a result of this accessible knowledge, people can improve their professional profits with moving to bigger cities. However, this progress also creates a high dependence because of our reliance on digital tools based in like a poor internet connection can instant discourage a person entire workday in short technology shapes how we work, learn, and survive beyond our modern routines. 5. What role do you if were in your hand to make the decision about it? To conclude my presentation, let's answer the final question: what would I do if I were in charge of making this decision? If I had the power to guide our nation course, I will implement three critical changes. First, I will focus interest on infrastructure because of the current inequities. My absolute priority will be delivering high-speed internet to rural schools. We cannot build a digital future without basic connected. Second, I will do with the nation budget for science, research and development before or local laboratories and university work no longer depends solely on unstable regional fund. The financial security will allow of incentive to work on long-term projects. Finals. I work on the high school curriculum to include mandatory high-test skills such as coding, advanced system support, and digital marketing. As a result of this education sheets, our youth will graduate fully prepared for the world market. We talking this STEAM Colombia will transform for a country that simply consumes technology into a nation that actively produces innovation. Thank you very much for your attention.